That was creepy as fuck. What the fuck was that? There's a dude fucking
falling in love with
facing down a turtle. What the fuck was that?
He thought really hard, and then he imagined himself with a turtle. So,
yo, what are we putting out there on the internet, dude? The fuck?
Yeah, that's a real music video for Moments in Love.
Fuck.
So we talked about this last year, that pretty much China has like a fucking corporate constructed holiday called Singles Day, because culturally it's such a huge problem with like no one not only not forget the marriage part, people just not having children, on the wedlock, nothing's happening, it's really bad. So in the stat, this actually went viral recently. A hashtag went viral in China because you imagine their social media ecosystem is much larger than ours. So I want to share this clip here. You know how many people in the United States? Over 200 million people in China are single adults. And obviously, corporations are really excited about this because this is what the headline is. What singles economy mean for business? You know, so.
Yep, when people are separated,
Recently,
they have to buy more things.
Let's pull this up.
200 million people in China, single adults, has become a trending topic on China's social media. Those who are unmarried and live alone in big cities call themselves empty nest youth. Working in China's big cities, far from families, young singletons enjoying their free and independent lifestyle. But sometimes they also feel lonely, without families or close friends to confide in. How they deal with their anxiety and loneliness. The rising number of single people has brought
Stare
out
into this
a
tiny
diverse
rectangular
market
screen.
of companion
There you go.
services. More and more young singletons are seeking online companionship. They buy virtual friends and to experience romantic relationships. They buy online game companions to play mobile games together. They even pay for real companion for dining, hanging out, and watching movies. The business reflects the diversity and vigor of China's singles economy. It has not
This is
only
pure
spurred
propaganda
a
to me
unique
because this sounds
consumption
horrible.
pattern and culture, but also
But I think that people really do
enriched
believe this
the
too.
consumer market
The
and
government does not want
accelerated
this.
its upgrading.
I mean, she kind of sounds like she has a gun to her head anyway while she's saying it. So,
Nah, I think that they know it's a massive, massive, massive problem.
but why is it the first thing they're talking about? How much money we're gonna make? The rest of the
because
segment
that's what the
is about.
corporations care about.
The rest of the segment is just about money. Oh, they're all single, but they get to have all these services, you know, all these different things they can pay for. She said pay like 5 times. They can pay for this. They can pay for that. They can pay for all these things. It's like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, that really is what it is. I mean, you know, China is not the only place it's happening. It's happening right here in the United States. It's happening in Japan. It's happening in Korea. A lot of these developed countries, you know, excuse me. Whoa. Allergy date, folks. What do you want? I'm allergic to all of these single people. I'm sorry. And you just look at the developed world and you look at the fact that the more independent pods of consumers you have, the more chance that your businesses can make money today. Because what ends up happening is when all of these people age out and you don't have the next generation to keep society flowing, and you don't help create the next generation of consumers, well, the whole system falls.
So I want to
look out for that.
So I want to talk about the viral hashtag that she was talking about. And so pretty much, yeah, it says like 14% of the population are single right now. And a hashtag, over 20 million people are single. That's what it translates to, I guess. Took the hot spot for trending topics on internet a couple of weeks ago. So So being single, so we hear a lot of things. Marriage for the sake of marriage is never what I want, blah blah blah. But then we have kind of like a popular tech blogger on Weibo, which is like one of the big kind of social media networks, gave a fairly profound breakdown of the phenomena. And there are many reasons why more and more Chinese people are single. And this history says the urban gender imbalance, more people staying at home, refusing to socialize. Society as a whole is less focused on getting married and having kids. The requirements for marriage are getting higher and higher. Internet is
Yep.
having more people to drop out of society. So,
Yep. I mean, it's more than just the internet causing people to drop out of society. The internet is where people go to when they have already dropped outside of society.
and it says single people are more willing to spend money.
I mean,
And
they don't have a
businesses are
choice.
taking note.
You know, they don't have a choice. And you know, I've been saying this for a little bit, that if you promote unity between the sexes, you take 2 rentals or 2 mortgages and you make them just 1. Instead of, you know, a man having to buy a half a gallon of milk and a woman having to buy a half gallon of milk, then you only get 1 purchase instead of 2.
You have 2 people buying 2 gallons. So,
Right. You have 2 people buying cars. You have 2 people buying this. 2 separate bars of soap. You know, there is profit to be gained
and that's
to
the dangerous,
keep
dangerous
the
territory.
sexes apart.
And that's the dangerous territory reaching, because China has a whole nother cultural issue with the one
No,
child
we're already
policy.
there.
No, not we're not there yet. What is happening right now is in the sense of rather than society, they see it, if China's doing it, which is a bad sign. The fact that they're not focused on how do we remedy the one child policy? How do we do that? No, the businesses are already just thinking about how to make money. So instead of dealing with the social cultural issue, we're just gonna make some money, which sounds like the problem is gonna get even more worse. So
here in the United States, 80% of men who are unattached, they are sexually inactive. Like, that's already happening here in the United States. It's already here. And for much of the same reasons. You know, we have, a social gender imbalance. The the requirements for marriage and requirements for marriage have gotten to be more steep, but then also the risk of getting married has gotten inflated as well, so that the higher cost of entry coupled with the higher risk for certain people in society, when you looking at how marriage is constructed right now, you're having people back out of society and they're hanging out on the internet. It's happening here in the United States. When they're talking about our birth rate being about half that of the replacement rate, we are already there. It's just that we didn't have the one child policy where girls were being murdered for being girls because, the family only had one option to carry on the family name. So they all kept the boys, we didn't need that to happen. We have other elements, influences in society working very hard to keep the sexes separated from each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They're not working hard. They're working hard just to make some money, and then whatever disaster, toxic culture that happens, while that doesn't get fixed, who knows what's going to happen? It's just about making money.
I mean, well, they'll make money on those things too. Because there are hashtags, there are social scarlet letters to pass out. You can create a new class of villain for everyone to hate.
No, I mean, you're thinking. I don't know where. Yeah. I mean. You just have to look at China. Literally, this ad says that people are going on single person dining tables. People are going on blind dates for their pets, not for themselves, but for their pets. People are so that's what I mean.
You know how many times I've gone on a dating app here in the United States, and I see women say stuff like, "I like dogs more than people," or
I mean,
I'm not swiping right on you. I'm swiping right on the dog. I mean, we've got that already here in this country.
No, that's anecdotal. I mean, literally, people are they're not going on a human dating app. They're going to just get their dog to meet the other dog. I'm saying China's already past this level. What you're saying is collateral on human dating. China already has businesses and services that are dedicated to single people. I'm saying they already passed the step of what you're seeing, like people anecdotally saying stuff in their profiles.
I'm just saying spiritually, we're already there. You'll see the businesses though
built around like people being single forever.
No, I think we're spiritually already there, and then you're going to see the enterprising take advantage of that. We're not seeing the enterprising take advantage of that yet, but the spirit is already there.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's when it's gonna get dark once the enterprising starts happening. That's just gonna.
I mean, remember we talked about the Rona baby bus. We talked about that here. I talked about it again on TSP. Like a lot of experts thought that the declining birth rates was going to be fixed by COVID-19, and instead it was actually worse.
Yeah, instead married people thought they were going to die together, so they end up being like more closer.
Yeah.
So that's what.
But even the married people are still not having children at the rates of
because they thought they were going to just die together. This is going to die like.
But it's weird if you look at the poorest countries.
Yeah.
If you look at the poorest countries, and if you look at trends, even in animals, animals that have low life expectancy, and high predation rates, they tend to copulate more. They tend to have more offspring because the strategy is most of the offspring are not going to survive.
Yeah.
And my chances of surviving is also low. So I need to be keeping that baby mill going to make sure that there's survival of the species.
Yeah. But
in our situation,
yeah,
even with all the problems that we have, we're still having less because it's like, well,
I mean, they're literally begging 14, 15-year-olds to work at Burger King. Like, I'm going to bring a child into the world being forced to work at McDonald's at 12. You know, like, no, I want to have some money, and then
slave wages,
and that's the next problem. Like, it feels like you need to be like a fucking, like, you need to be close to them. You need to make at least 6 digits together if you're a couple to have a child and have like a good, decent life. You can't
6 figures independently, and then 200 plus to even think about it. And the thing is, the way
no, you're saying 2 people together in additional 250 for a kid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have to have both of them making 6 figures.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay somebody else to raise your child because you have to work 90, 100 hours a week just to survive.
Yeah.
In a capacity where you feel comfortable.
Let's see your CEO. In which indivisible performance is not.
Oh, and then they give but hey, here's an extra $16 million.
You could be home all day, taking care
here on Black Power Magic Hour, we could turn any segment into Dash and Bash.
I get paid $30 million a year. I'm home.
Yo, if I'm getting $31 million and nobody can figure out why. I'm talking about I'm shooting up the club, no condom, no birth control. It'll just be a row of women with their knees like, hey, let's have these babies. Because if I'm making $31 million and I don't even know why I'm making the money because, my own performance, has no bearing.
Something about stocks or something like,
I could be the new Genghis Khan, man.
No, please. Who knows? That's what Bill Gates was trying to do. That's why he's getting divorced. That's another story.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And you know what? And the thing is, he's so filthy fucking rich. Like if you had to give up half your shit, you would be devastated. Bill is giving up half his shit, and he's like,
Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying, it's like, that's how much money he has. It doesn't matter.
He's like, I was gonna die with $0 anyway. I was gonna give this shit away anyway.
Yeah, it's like,
I might as well get a head start on my lifetime philanthropy by getting embroiled in a nasty, ugly-looking divorce where I'm giving away half my fortune already.
I don't know, man. Anybody flying around with Jeffrey Epstein is definitely
From what I hear, they were. Excuse me. From what I hear, they were not flying around together. They were in the same rooms, partaking in the same meetings. But he wasn't like Bill Clinton
in the same meetings.
Yeah, they were like because from what I hear,
much we don't know is enough for
Bill Gates thought that he was the connector guy to other people with money. So it's like, yeah, we need more people to give
Yeah.
money. And it's like,
Yeah,
Bill,
because
you
Jeffrey
got more
Epstein.
money than all of them. What the fuck do you need to meet these people for?
Yeah, because Jeffrey Epstein had this weird. That's the thing about me. It's so creepy. He had this weird connection with like the scientists, and like because he had this. He wanted like this brood, whole bunch of mini Jeffrey Epstein's. He was like a weird. That's a whole weird story. But I want to end with people in love. So Black Power Magic Hour. We're on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Follow us on there on act.tv. Has over 51,000 subscribers. I think it might be more
Yes,
now.
many more than 51 subscribers.
Yeah, it might be like 52,000 now, maybe. And then Dr. Genius, he's live on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. And that's People in Love.